Hi, I'm in my crafty corner this morning, and I thought that I would do a quick introduction to With Love from Lincolnshire. Um, I originally opened the shop about 7.5 years ago now to provide a place for crafters and makers to showcase and display their products, and for me to sell them on their behalf. And that is still exactly the same. We've moved premises a couple of times. We are in our third address at the moment, and hopefully we'll be there for a long time. It's working very, very well. And I originally started the shop renting shelves, renting space to grafters. I've never bought any stock to sell anyone's makes. I provide a space for the maker or the artist to display their own products, and then I will sell them on their behalf. And I wanted to sit here today because this cupboard is one of the first items I bought for the shop when I first opened in September 2013. It's not the most practical unit for a shop, but it was very, very quirky. If you were able to visit us in our first shop on Raisin Lane, I just used whatever furniture I managed to get my hands on or was given to me, and it definitely had a very, yeah, I did love that shop. It had a lovely feel about it. It's very make do and mend. And I've still used this original cupboard. And I opened the shop because I have been looking for somewhere to sell my own crafts. At the time I was sewing quite a lot, and sewing girls' dresses and little bags and things like that. But soon after I found out that I was pregnant with Ella, who'll be 7 this summer. And I just started making for her. And I've never really had that much stock to sell in the shop. Not because I don't make anymore, but because I choose to make for her and make for myself, and I'm much more into knitting now. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the shop. We are now at 173 Burton Road, where we still rent spaces to local crafters, makers and artists. And just less than a year ago, we moved into the premises that already had our pre-Love from Lincolnshire shop. So we've got 2 shops under one roof, and all the crafts, handmade items are in the first double-sided middle island as soon as you walk in the shop on your left. And we also have a card room in the shop. We rent spaces from £6 a month to £23 a month, and there's a 10% commission on all sales. I wanted to create a manageable space for artists and makers to be able to fill that space and keep it all fresh and changing all the time. And I wanted to make it affordable. And at the moment the prices are from the £6 a month is a single, what I would call a single card space. There's about 6 card slots, and you can probably fit about half a dozen cards in each slot in our card room. And most of our shelves in the shop are £23 per calendar month, and that you can have a shelf for £12 a month, which is the top of the unit. So there's a good range of units. Since we opened on Raisin Lane 7.5 years ago now, we've always had a waiting list, and it is just so lovely to know that there's a huge demand for the shop. And at times it has been very long. So from the beginning of this year, just before we went into lockdown, I made the decision to only take on new artists, makers and crafters for a short period of time. So if you're joining us now or have joined us since the beginning of the year, the maximum period that you can book your space for is 3 months. So you can choose to book it for 1, 2 or 3 months. It just allows everyone who wants to have a go in the shop and have a shelf in the shop to do so. Because originally when I opened the shop and until the end of last year, everyone who joined us on a rolling contract, which meant that they stayed with us until they gave us notice to leave. And it does happen, but it didn't happen enough to keep the waiting list moving, and I want everyone to get a chance. We have spaces available. They are starting to become more available and easier to book now. You can see our calendar live online. We will have a space from around 23rd of April. We've got 1 space available, and more spaces available for May, June and July when you go and look on the calendar. So we don't have a waiting list anymore. What you can do, I've got my laptop here. You don't need a laptop, but because I'm using my phone to film this, I'm having to use the laptop to show you. So you can do all of this on your phone. So you don't need a laptop or printer or anything like that for the shop side of things. All you need to do is make the beautiful things that you want to make and sell. And then the admin side of it is we try to make it as easy as possible and easy to track. We've got our new software that we introduced from the beginning of December. You can register, read our terms and conditions and log into our site, where you'll be able to book a shelf on our system. You can just click on reserve a place. You will see all the spaces in the shop, the craft spaces and the pre-love spaces, but it will tell you what kind of a space it is. I'll just scroll to May so that we'll see some available spaces. If you see a space in red, it means it's fully booked, and there's some green spaces starting to appear. So from the first date of the available period, you'll be able to book your shelf from. And like I said, we'll have more spaces coming available, and when our existing stockists leave or make changes, then those spaces will come available on short-term contracts as well, creating more change in the shop. And if there is availability, you'll be able to book another period after your initial period. But I run the shop on a very tight budget, so I do need to keep all the spaces full at any time. So if there's a period coming up available shortly that hasn't been booked, I'll be advertising it on our social media accounts. This system was designed in Finland, and we've been very pleased to start using it. It has been in place for 10 years, but it has been adapted to our shop, and we started using it in November. The next thing you'll need to do is price your products, which is, for a maker, it is the most difficult thing to do. Most of our stockists make and create as a hobby, and we've got few people who do it as a business, and pricing, it is really difficult. I've never had to ask anyone to drop their prices ever. I have had to ask few people to increase their prices, because we have a lot of people who crafting is a hobby and they've had all the enjoyment out of making, so they are happy to pass that products on, just covering their costs, covering their materials, their shop fees, commission, transport to the shop if needed. A lot of our crafters live within walking distance, but quite rarely will they put a price on their time. And this can be frustrating to makers who make as living, but unfortunately it's just how it is. They are differently priced products, and they are because the makers have different backgrounds and make things for a different reason. But I think we've got a really good mix of products in the shop, and they sell equally well. Our customers have learned the sort of businesses and people that stock in the shop, and they fully appreciate that you can't knit a jumper in a day, and if you knit it in a day, it would still if you put minimum wage on it, it will still be expensive in comparison to a machine made one. Knitting a jumper like this will probably take me, if I really go for it, I can probably do it in week and a half, 2 weeks. So it's not a sport, it's a marathon, and it is something that us makers enjoy, and we just love making. Most of our the people who stock with us have started crafting as a hobby, and then they've been given they make to family and friends, and had the encouragement and excitement of family and friends, and they think maybe I should start selling these, and that's how everyone starts. Absolutely everyone is welcome to join the shop. It's not like Dragon's Den at all. You can book a space and display your products. There is terms and conditions and law and requirements. For example, soap making or any product that touches your skin, toy making, food labeling, things like that. But they are easily you can easily find information on those on the internet, and I know a little bit about some of the areas, but I'm certainly not an expert in every commercial or retail related law, but I know a little bit about most things. Anyway, I was talking about pricing, which is the most difficult thing to do. If you're a little bit unsure, like I said, we started using this system from the beginning of December, and the system shows you all the sales that we made in December, so you might find that helpful, checking out what sort of prices people ask for their products. Everyone describes and prices their own products, so that is completely left to you. So if you go into sales tracking on the system, can't even see the screen, you won't be able to see it that well. You can click on show all sales in store, and if you click on December, the only month that is currently recorded on there, because we have been closed since, but you'll be able to see hundreds and hundreds of entries what has sold in the shop since we in the month of December. So it'll give you a really good guidance what sort of prices our customers are happy to pay, and how other products are priced, and there's really good descriptions there, so you should get a really good understanding what kind of products it was that sold. And like I said before, the shop is shared between With Love crafters and pre-loved second-hand sellers, and you'll be able to tell whether the item was handmade products or a pre-loved products by the client number. Every single person who sells through the shop has their own client number, and all the client numbers starting with number 1 are crafters and artists, and all the clients or sellers selling in the shop, selling pre-loved products in the shop, they client number starts with number 5. So it's easy to see whether it was a second-hand products or handmade craft products sold, and will really help you with pricing your products. And what we ask you to do is price your products on our system here. It is a live system that is connected to our shop, and you can go on to product pricing after you've created your lovely products, and you can click on here, create a new product sheet, and go into edit prices, and it will let you each for each sheet will have 27 stickers. The Avery sheets, I'll show them to you in a moment, look very different to what you see on your screen, because a lot of the information is pulled from your record to put on barcoded labels. But here you'll be able to type in a description of the products. You've got about 40 characters there, so you can write a really good description there. You can write your business name, your crafter name in the description if you wanted to, and then a price at the end. And if you've got multiple products, which crafters often have, there's a really handy tool here at the bottom right. It says batch edit tool. Let's say you make birthday cards, for example. You can write down birthday card, £5, and you can fill a whole sheet of birthday cards. So you put number repeats 27, because you can get 27 items on a sheet. We have one crafter in the shop who has 7 product lines. So what she does every time she needs new stickers, she creates a full sheet of one type of products. I'm sure she won't mind me mentioning Julie Daisy's ducks door stops. So she will do a sheet of duck door stops, sheet of cushions, sheet of dog door stops, and chicken door stops. So she'll do a full sheet, because we charge for these sheets. They are 50p each to cover our costs and printing, because we will print them for you. So she'll make sure that there's no wastage, no empty labels, that she gets to use every single label. And after you've made your products, you package them, ready for the shop. I'll show you a couple of examples. It's worth thinking about, here's just something I've made. It's worth thinking about how are you going to display your products. Avoid too much packaging. I happen to have these cellophane envelopes, so I use them on this occasion to keep my lovely craft cupboard tidy, to be honest. But they don't necessarily need any packaging. But think about how are you going to attach the price label to it securely. You could loop it around the back of the spine of the card, or I've sellotaped it to the back, so your product is ready for the shop. And when you've got all your products ready, you'll be ready to come to the shop and collect your price labels. And just what I was showing to you on the system, they will look like this. This is how they will print out. On a sticker sheet, I've taken 2 out of there, so there's 2 blanks. But I've chosen to use Easy Peel Avery labels. They're about 6.5 centimeters long and about 3 centimeters tall, but these sizes are in the help section on our system as well. I've chosen Easy Peel so that when the customers peel them off, they shouldn't leave a mark, and they come off easily. So this is how they will look like, and you can stick them onto your products. If your fabrics, knitted items, crochet items, they won't stay very long. They will start looking quite tatty quickly. So it is advisable to use strong labels to attach the price label to. Then they will stay nice and neat. And what you can do, a lot of our products are bought as a gift, and this will be Easy Peel label, so you could write your own description on the other side. That will go with the products to the recipient, because our customers like to know, and the recipient will love to know that it was a handmade product that they received. And this will be mirror image, so hopefully you can read backwards. This is what prints on the price label. It'll say "With Love from Lincolnshire" on the top. The product description that you typed onto our product's pricing. It will have the price that you typed in, and there's a big box here that we will normally print your shelf number onto. Customers quite often put products in wrong places, when they change their mind. So when your shelf number is printed there in big number, it will help us to put it back on your shelf. And then the barcode is created by the first 2 digits are in-store information. Not for me, I don't know what it means. It is just system generated numbers. In the middle there will be a 4-digit number. This one is 1001. I was crafter number 1, so this is my code. Like I said, crafter numbers always start with 1, and then at the end it is your number. We are up to 533, somewhere around there. So over the years we've had 533 makers, crafters and artists stocking in the shop, and it's just wonderful to see the change and how the shop has evolved. And lastly, it will print out a product's number. So this one is 265. So in theory, this is my 265th products. I have not filled all my sheets completely full, so there has been some labels that have never been used. So I doubt that I've even got 100 products that I've priced on this new system since the beginning of December. But anyhow, that's how that side of things works. Like I said, our shelves are from £6 to £23 a month, and we charge 10% commission on all the sales. We have amazing footfall and support for the shop. A fantastic community around us who support us week on week and month on month, and they love seeing the shop change, new products all the time. And they know that in the craft side of the shop, every shelf belongs to a different maker, so they do take their time browsing in the shop. And we also limit the number of customers in the shop to 4, so there's always plenty of space to browse and look without feeling that there's someone too close to you. And that's been working really, really well. And we've arranged the one-way system in the shop so that you can go around it as many times as you like. You don't have to leave the shop and return. You can go around as many times as you want to, and take your time while you're in the shop to appreciate all the beautiful items we have in the shop. Your payment for your shelf is due before you bring your items in the shop, 2 working days before. It is you need to make it by bank transfer to arrive to cover our costs, and then we will pay you your takings once a month, regardless when your selling period starts or ends. We will always pay everyone once a month, and that is during the first week of every month for the previous month's takings. So if you join us say from the 12th of April for a month until the 11th of May, the sales that you made in April will pay you during the first week in May. First we deduct 10% commission, and then we will transfer your proceeds to your bank account. So it's all done electronically. And your sales from May, then the second part of your period, will be paid during the first week in June. It will just help us to balance our books and make sure that everything is recorded, allocated and transferred to the right places. If we just do it on 1 day a month, it makes our life so easier, and reconciliation much easier. So that's how we do it. And at the end of your selling period, and throughout your selling period, when you first join the shop, what we do is we use a system called Sign Up for you to book slot to bring your stock in. We've split the shop into socially distant sections or zones to make sure that there's only one person in each zone at any one time restocking, so you've got plenty of space around you, and you can restock throughout your selling period as many times as you like. You don't have to bring everything that you made in one go. Our customers love to see the stock change. We have many regular customers who come in several times a week, and they love to see the change. So don't feel that you have to put everything out that you've made. Maybe choose a theme or colorway or something like that to create your own shop on your shelf. That works really well. And like I said, you can come in as many times as you like, and your restocking is we don't do any restocking during opening hours to allow customers to have plenty of space to browse and not to get in their way. So we do all our restocking outside opening hours. We've allocated all of Monday. Every Monday is a restocking day, and you can book half an hour slot to do restocking on Mondays. You can come in on Tuesday mornings and Wednesday mornings and Thursday evenings after closing, and also Sunday mornings. So there's plenty of availability there to come into restock, and you can check your sales live on our portal, so you can see exactly what's sold and when it is live. So as soon as the item is scanned at the counter, it will show us a sale on your record, and also you will be able to see all the sales in the shop, so you can see it building up throughout the day. So that can become quite addictive, but it's nice to see that there's a brilliant footfall. Items are selling. On average, we are selling around 1,000 items a week, so there is a huge turnaround, and I think it is because there is just such a fantastic choice of items that you've made for our customers to buy. And at the end of your selling period, now that it is coming more regularly to have an end to selling period because of the allocated times, 1 to 2 months or 3 months, there may not be a restocking slot on the last day of your period. So what we would do is we would store your products until the next available restocking slot. Let's say your selling period ends on a Friday, then we would hope that you will book the first available slot on Sunday to come and collect your stock. We have very little storage space, so we can't store products for any length of time, but a couple of them, we'll find a little space for them for a day or two. And all the units are booked back to back. I can't afford to have any empty shelves in the shop, so there's there won't be empty shelves in the shop at all. I think that's all you need to know about the shop. If you've got any questions, how the shop works, anything at all, just write a comment below and I'll get back to you. And hope to see you soon in the shop, whether it is as a stockist or customer, or often both. I forgot to say that when you book your restocking slot, you are allowed to shop. That's one of our most asked questions, so it'll be nearly like a preview time to shop, when you can shop while other stockists are restocking. You'll see all the new things firsthand, so it's a little perk. You've got to have some perks. You work so hard for me making all these products, pricing them, displaying them, and making the shop a great success, that you've got to have a little perk, which is being allowed to shop outside opening hours. And we will, before we open in April, we will have restocking slots available on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursday evenings. You won't be able to come in the shop, but you can drop stock off at the door, or you can collect stickers, the price labels at the door that you produced on the system. I'll bring them off for you and you can collect them, so you can be fully prepared and we can have shelves full of new stock from day one. So that's the plan. See you very soon.